Hi, good morning. Take a look at the present question, which was asked in JEE Advanced 2026, paper 2. The question states that for a real number alpha, step alpha denote the greatest integer or less than or equal to alpha for a finite set S, and norm S denote the number of elements in the set S. Consider the function f from open interval -3, 3 to open interval minus infinity to infinity, and g from open interval -3 to 3 to open interval minus infinity to plus infinity, defined by f of x is equal to step x cube multiplied by log of 1 plus sine square of pi of x minus step x, and g of x is equal to x cube sine square of pi log of 1 plus x minus step x. Let A is equal to set of x belongs to -3 to 3. F is continuous at x values, and B is also samely defined, but G is a continuous function, in this case B. Now then the value of norm A plus 2 times of norm B minus norm A intersection B is equal to how much? Here the main concept is discontinuity. Discontinuity. If you observe either f of x or g of x, you can see that the functions which are given in either f of x and g of x, they are multiplied together. So log 1 plus sine square of pi of x minus step x. Okay. And also g of x is also samely defined as x cube. In f of x, it will be step x cube, but here just x cube. Log, not log, sine square of pi log of 1 plus x minus step x. So here you can see two functions. The first function is, if you observe f of x, the first function is x cube, and the second function is log function. Okay. So here we are talking about the continuity, discontinuity. So when you can say discontinuity and two functions are multiplied, for example, we know in theory, if f of x comma g of x are continuous, then f of x plus or minus g of x is continuous, and also f of x multiplied by g of x is also continuous, and also f of x by g of x is also continuous, but g of x not equal to 0. Okay, this is the concept point, but here we are talking about the discontinuity. So discontinuity, coming to the point of discontinuity, it may be or may not. That means if both f of x comma g of x both discontinuous, then f of x into g of x may or may not discontinuous. Okay. So that's why these product of the functions we should verify individually. Then only we can get a conclusion about the either f of x or g of x. And don't mix this problem and the conceptual point. Here in conceptual point, f of x, g of x are general functions, but in the problem they are mentioned. They are the given questions, okay? So let us talk about the function f of x. So for step x cube, and what is the domain for step x cube? Look at the function E. Look at the set A. Here f is discontinuous at x for x belongs to for f of x x belongs to -3 open interval -3 comma 3. That means -3 less than x less than 3. But here step x cube was given. So that's why cubing on both sides -3 whole cube less than x cube less than 3 cube. Then it will be -27 less than x cube less than 27. So x cube lies between -27 and +27. If you take step value, then step of x cube took the values. Step of x cube take the values -26. And you are thinking that if x cube is, for example, -26 point, if x cube is -26.9, what is the step value? Step value will be -27, but it should not equal. So that's why x cube will be took the values from -26 onwards. So -26, -25, -24, and so on, 0, 1, 2, and so on up to 26 only. So total values for step x cube equal to step x cube is equal to from -1 to -26 numbers 26, from 1 to 26 numbers 26, and in between 0 is also there. So that's why I added 1 to this. Then it is 52 plus 1, 53. So total discontinue points for step x cube is equal to 53. Clear? And out of these all values, if you check this function, x minus step x, x minus step x. So we know that x minus step x is equal to flower x. And flower x belongs to 0 to 1. Flower x belongs to 0 to 1. So that means log of 1 plus sine square pi of x minus step x can be written as log of 1 plus sine square flower pi. Okay. And this value will be equal to 0. This value will be equal to 0 whenever this flower x is integer. Flower x is equal to 0 if x is exactly integer. So the possible integers the possible integers which are cubes in between minus 26 to plus 26 or minus 8, minus 1, 0, 1 and 8. So total 5 values. So if it was flower x was exactly integer, and we know that flower x value will be 0. Okay, if it is exactly integer. Okay, so we should avoid these values out of these 53. For example, let us assume this log value, if it was minus 8, so sin 0, 0, log 1, 0. 0 into anything, of course, is 0. Then it cannot be called discontinuous. It only be called discontinuous. You have to avoid these 5 points from that 53. So therefore, for f of x, discontinuous points equal to 53 minus 5. Of course, it is 48. So norm A is equal to, you can conclude, norm A is equal to 48. Clear? If you have any doubts in this regarding on this solution part, please let me know in the comment section. Please do subscribe, give a like, and let's moving to g of x. G of x is a function defined as x cube sine square of x cube sine square of x cube sine square of pi of log of sine square of pi of log of 1 plus x minus step x. Is it correct? Okay. So it is clear that x cube is everywhere continuous. Okay. So completely discontinuity depend upon the value of this here. Discontinuity. Okay. So now we will recreate, and we already know that x minus step x is equal to flower x. So g of x is equal to x cube sine square pi log of 1 plus flower x. 1 plus flower x. So from x belongs to minus 3 to 3, the points of discontinuity are taken at x is equal to, so minus 3 and 3r should be avoided because it is a open interval. So the possible values are minus 2, minus 1, and plus 1 and plus 2. Exact integral values, it is getting discontinuity. So therefore, norm B is equal to 4. Norm B is equal to 4. So coming to the point of A intersection B, norm A intersection B is 0. Why? Because there is no commonly shared values of x. Okay. So it's very easy to finalize the problem. So he is asking about norm A plus 2 into norm B plus 2 into norm B minus norm A intersection B is equal to how much? Norm A is 53, sorry, not 53, 48. 48 plus 2 times of 4 minus 0. So 48 plus 8, which is 56. Okay. And thanks for watching this video. If you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment section. Please do subscribe and share with your friends. Give a like. Bye bye. See you in the next video.